Hey guys, Lucid. I've been working on winterizing the map, and I'm not 100% happy with what I have, but I kind of want to do something rather than nothing. And it's also pretty hard to do, I think, well. And you probably need to be a little better with Photoshop than I am. So anyway, I've kind of done it. I have a few things left to do. I have to mask it, but I'm going to do it again with you guys. We'll see if we can do a better job. The whole map. So, yeah, I don't know if we can, but we'll certainly try. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide all the things. I've made a duplicate copy. I'll get rid of this. And then I got a mask on this. So I may end up using some of this mask. What the steps that I'm going to do. So this is the base map, but I've turned some of the things off, like... And maybe I want it under the lighting. I think I want it under the lighting, actually. So we'll do this again without the lighting, and I'm going to put the lighting on a higher level. Maybe I just do this. Well, one second. If we do this, we're going to go ahead and just start it all over. So what I did was I select all and copy merged, and then I pasted it. And so we'll do this. Try to. Okay, so this is without any of... Well, I thought this was without lighting effects. How are the... Oh, because we've got these turned on. Okay. Well, wait. This is host up, because this... Okay, one second. I messed this up. So, okay, everything up here should be turned off. Those of you... Nobody here is probably like a... I want to record this so that other people can make maps too. Because these are parts like I'm kind of having to learn. And so I figure if I'm learning it, other people on occasion... Like, most people aren't going to want to watch it, but the people who do want to watch it... it should be beneficial to them. And then lighting, I turn on. Okay. So this was all the lighting that I did. So if I turn the lighting off, I want this to be under the lighting layer. Then we're going to select all, we're going to copy merged. And we'll paste. Okay, I'll call this try 2. I'm going to have to come back and clean some of this up. Winter try 2. Now, I'm going to put this beneath the lighting layer, so that later I can turn the lighting layer on, and that will hopefully still be cool. And I also have some masks I potentially I'm going to need to pull down. Now, the first step is I need to make the snow. And this is going to be really weird, but I saw a tutorial online for how to do this. So we're going to make a new layer, and this is going to be snow base. And this is going to be kind of weird. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to paint this layer completely white. Like so. For whatever reason, this candle is too high up in the little tree. Where the hell is this candle? I don't know why that needs to be so GD high in the tree. Okay. I may have messed it up, and we'll have to go back. I need to check and make sure that candle's not messed up in the base version. But let me get on chat in case somebody joins. I don't expect many people are going to be interested in this. My channel. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to add noise to this. And basically we're going to add noise, and we're going to do Gaussian noise. Why are you not... Oh, wait. Shit. We're going to add noise to this one. Filter, noise. Add noise. Okay. Okay, this seems pretty good. I want a lot of noise. So we're going to add a bunch of noise, and then I'm going to try to get it to like consolidate noise. So I don't want it, I want it to be like less completely random and kind of bunch up. And I think despeckle does that a little bit. It'll get rid of some things. And then noise, reduce noise. And then we don't want it to keep much detail. And we want to get rid of, this should get rid of like smaller 1 pixel things. I forget exactly the slider I had it on. But if you look, the grain, and you probably won't be able to see it in YouTube, but the grain of this should change. Okay. And now you're probably looking at this and you're like, how the hell is this going to winterize anything? So what we're going to do... we have to do another step. We need to blur this. Now, how much we blur this... we're going to do it some. I'm not sure how much blur we're going to do. I think that will probably be enough for now. We'll do 2 passes of blur. We can maybe come back and do it later. I'm not totally sure. So now we hide this. We have our image. Now what I have to do is I have to select the areas that I want to put snow on. And the way we're going to do that is we go to Image. God help me. Select. Not Image. And then we're going to do Color Range. Now the fuzziness is how, like I'm going to pick a color and it's going to add that to my selection range. And so the more I pick, the more it selects. So like we're going to select this, but I probably want a higher fuzziness because you can see right here, this is like a thing of the map and I didn't end up picking much. So we're going to put maybe fuzziness on like 45. And then I'm going to click this one. So right now, if I just click different things, you can see different selections of the map, like how much of the map has that color. So like here, it's selecting kind of all the mountaintops. Here, it'll select the oceans. So anyway, but we're going to select multiple things. So I'm going to get like some of this, which is some of the plains. And then I'm going to click here, and then we're going to get like some of the hilltops. And then we're going to get, you know, like this is going to get a lot of the book, which is going to be fine, I guess. And some of the downstairs, like the scroll. But this one actually I might want to like easy tiger on. And we'll just try this. I feel like I'm missing. We'll just add one more little color here, like you. Just take a little bit down. Okay, and so you can see we've selected a lot of the map, which is kind of what we want. We want to get a lot of the map. So I'm going to click OK, and now it's going to have everything selected. So this is the best way I figured out to winterize it. And it may not be better than what I did above, because what I did above took a few tries, but we'll see. So now what I do is, now that all this is selected, I can come up here and click Snow Base. I'll make it pop up. And then I'm going to do Apply a Mask. And it's going to apply a mask on exactly that selection that I had. And now you're like, okay, this looks like shit, but maybe I see what you're talking about. Well, now the trick, and this is the magic part, is when we click on Normal and we come down here to Screen. I say that, and it kind of looks like shit. Bring the opacity down a little bit. Well, you can see how it's winterized some, but it kind of looks like shit. So I don't know. Anyway, that was kind of how I did it. I tinkered. I had to do it a few times to get like a pass, because it matters like what you select and all of this business. Maybe we can blur it more. We're gonna actually try to blur some. Filter. Is it gonna let me blur? I don't think it's gonna let me blur. But you can see it's kind of winterized. But the thing is, like, if you compare that to this, like, the beauty is gone. The beauty is gone. Now, the one I did above, which is this one. Well, okay, 1 second. Let's turn the lighting on. Actually, I want to put the lighting above all of these. Okay, so this is the one we just did with the lighting reapplied. Not, well, still pretty horrible. Let's not lie. This is okay. I don't think it's destroyed the beauty, and it does look winterized. And then the other thing I did was I had some hue and saturation changes. So like this one I basically... hue. Contrast. I basically increased the contrast right before I desaturate it. And like if we group all of these together... do I really want the contrast? The contrast does kind of make it pop. It might be a little too much, though. So if we group all these together... we can now turn it on and off. And I've got the lighting on. Let's make sure I didn't hose up this bottom candle when I was dragging things around. Oh, it appears to be working. The only thing is I don't like what it does to everything. So I think the other thing I want to do is this right here. I can change where it applies. And I think what I want to do... well, we're just going to get the brush tool out here. And... going to get a big old fat brush with a low flow rate. And what I'm going to do is wherever I paint, it is going to not apply. And so, yeah, we're going to paint... target layer is hidden, okay. So we are going to just not do it here. Oh, this is the problem. You see how this ring is in front of this? This thing actually does need to be farther forward. 1 second. Where the hell did I put that candle? Oh, here you are. Okay, so this candle needs to be... I guess we'll just move you above lighting up here. That should kind of fix it. Okay. But now if we come to the winter package, we can basically say what we don't want it to apply on, which is like here. And then here or anywhere back in the... this should not really apply. And then we'll shrink our brush down. And I guess the caves are kind of okay. I don't know if I love the desaturation on the caves, though. The caves are already pretty goddamn desaturated. So I might come here and just add a little saturation back. Now, why is this not winterized? Oh. 1 second. This whole thing's actually kind of hosed up. We're actually going to do this from scratch. Fill. Let's fill it with white. Okay, so the whole thing's winterized. There we go. I knew something was hosed up. And now we're going to paint on it, and we're going to paint black where I don't want it. Like... and this should... And I guess I can also do areas that really look shitty. Like, we're just taking away all of the texture on the mountaintops. We can kind of pull some of those back to how it was. And then we can... Some of these don't really look very good. But I mean, I guess I can opacity, like just bring this whole slider down a little. So anyway, this is my shot at winterizing. Maybe that's not quite right. So I guess this is kind of it. I'm just going to make sure I get all of this, and maybe we increase the flow rate here a little bit. And this should basically get rid of the winter from the parts of the thing that aren't actually a map or provinces. Like, I definitely want to get the candles too. And then over here, and then I'm not sure how I feel about the pages, but I think these areas might be a little less prone to winterization. I'll leave some of that. Let me decrease the flow. And then I think the lakes we don't really want to mess with that much, so we're gonna come in here and just kind of pull out a little bit of that. It's kind of cool. Look what it did here with the... It looks all kind of icy. I dig. But yeah, I guess we have now winterized it. Now the question is, because it's not as pretty as the other one, so I guess my question is like, you know, do we roll with it? Is it worth having like an uglier winterized version? Or I think areas that look particularly bad, I might kind of mute them a little. Some of these things, like I like how that came out kind of. So it kind of works in some places, and then in others it's kind of shit. I feel like it's just like a little too strong. So maybe I just come in and I just... Honestly, I can probably take this mask, and I think what do? I alt-click. I think I can just take the fill tool here. This is just showing me where I've masked things out. And I can come in and I can paint bucket this, and instead of it all being white, we can just kind of like yoink it down a tiny bit. Like that. Whoop. I feel like that's not bad. What do y'all think? I think that's worth it. I don't think it's quite as pretty, but I think like without me actually hand painting it, I think that's about as good as we're gonna get. Anyway. Hey, what's up, dude? So, anyway, I hope this is kind of helpful for people that are going to try to winterize their own maps. Because I had to do some research, and I don't know. So now the way to we'll actually go and fix it real quick. The way to fix this is, well, first let me get rid of my junk before we start going on a little saving spree. So that was a filter that went over everything. This is, so when this is off, I'll turn this on, and I've got lighting on already. The snow base I don't need. Winter try 2, that was a failure. That was a failure. So, yeah, this is with it. Basically, I turn this off and I turn this on. That gives me the snow version. Okay, let's see. I had one more filter that ran over all of this to kind of... oh, this one. Do I like it better with that on or off? I think I like it better with it off. And I'm not sure. Maybe I actually let's check one last thing. Maybe I bring the contrast down a tiny bit. I feel like the contrast is a little jarring. I think we get rid of this contrast layer. Like, what happens if I just get rid of it? I do kind of like the darkness part of it, so maybe we just bring the contrast part down to 0. What happens if I wash it out if I get rid of contrast? I don't know. But honestly, we can just put this on and take this off. No, I think we go like this and then take this off. So this is our winter layer. Yeah. So basically, I don't have these on at the same time. So anyway, so we're going to save this. I was testing it on that. And then now we just have to save it. And I think we're going to save as... in Photoshop, you select TGA, and then you come down and bada bing, bada boom. And then we're going to call this winter. And then save. And actually, I forgot. I think I need to turn these on though. So we're just going to do that one last time. The most important thing, and I'll show you this real quick since we're in here. I don't really want to do a lot of streaming of Photoshop, but the most important thing is for making new maps, as you can do this for literally anything, is okay. The most important thing is that you just have these two layers here. So this one, well, this one I basically just came in with a pen tool and I drew these lines. And like with the pen in Photoshop, you select the freeform pen tool, and then for stroke you pick black, and then for line you do a dotted line like this one. Well, I'll just do it real quick. And then you can just draw a line wherever you want. And it creates a little dotted line right there. So it's actually not that hard in Photoshop. So you just come in and do this. And so you have like one layer that has all these in it, and you want to be able to hide and show it when you want to. And then you have another layer where you put white dots in. And so I'll flicker this on and off, and you can kind of see the white dots appearing. The white dots are the center of the province. These are just a pencil tool, and you just do one white dot, and then you're done. And then this thing, this is black. This is just, I just filled the entire screen with black, but I set the opacity to 1. So this is what it would look like. This is what this whole layer looks like, except I take this and I put it at 1% opacity. So it's just that makes everything slightly darker. But that makes it so there's no other white pixels on the map, except for things that are in the layer above this. So anyway, honestly, with just these two things, you can make a map on top of any image you want to. All this other stuff is just getting it ready. And the winter thing is like completely optional. So I think we're done. Let me pull up Dominions real quick if I can. I may have to. I've never done the winterizing before. I may have to do that in. I think I have to do that in the text document. So we're going to come in here and we're going to go to this. We're going to open this in Notepad+. And then here, this is commented out, but I think all I have to do is change this to that, and then I need to make sure here that we have the, it's just winter. And so I think I just save it like so. And now it should work. So okay, so it should be working, and we're just going to sit here and intern until the winter comes. Summer, fall, winter. Oh, god damn it. It doesn't look like it. Oh, wait. Okay, it does not appear to have worked. I'm assuming this should be working. Let's check the file name. I'll just copy and paste it so that way I can't mess it up. Okay, and then that should work. I don't know if there's a way in the mod editor to well, let's open this up to make sure it's not switching and then somehow I have the wrong thing. Yeah, this is a winterized version. Snow everywhere. Okay. So it should work. Maybe we try creating... we might have to create a new map. We'll just play as Niflheim so that we get some cold. I don't have to sit there and click through it. Okay, that looks cold. This is not cold yet, but it should be cold next turn. Still not cold, but that's cold. This is still not... Okay, it's summer. Okay, well, it's working. So really, honestly, I think the map is... I put it on my Discord so people can go check it out. But... And I'm not totally sure if I'm in love with the winter stuff. So if I figure out a better way to do it... I'm not going to come back and do it by hand, I don't think. But if I figure out a better way to do it in Photoshop... to winterize it, or if like somebody watches this and replies with like, hey, try this, this, or this, I might come back and do it. But I think this is like, you can kind of tell it's colder here. You know, things kind of look like they're covered in snow. So this is good enough for me is basically what I'm saying. And if you have a big map and you have no idea how to winterize it, maybe this will be good enough for you. But at any rate, I think, because I've gone and checked everything, I've got the winterized thing. We have all the crazy map move stuff with the whirlpool. Candles are all linked up. I think it's ready to go. But I'm going to give it probably like a few days for people to test it, and then I'll kind of announce it. And then I'll probably also announce a multiplayer game, though that will probably get filled up by Patreon folks. But anyway, I'll definitely do an announcement video for this. Let's see what you guys said. Lower contrast looks better. Yeah, I think so too. What about creating a layer with just the greens and making it more yellow and gray? Oh, that's a good idea, man. Let's go try that. So what we could do is, like, I could take... I think you're totally right, man. That's such a good point. So... I don't... Okay, this can be done on a mask. So maybe what I do... okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to come in here, and I don't know if this will work. We're going to create... We're going to create an adjustment layer. This is going to be for hue and saturation. And we're going to take greens and we're going to shift the saturation down some. Oh, I guess I have to actually apply it to something. I can't put it between. It has to literally go on top of something. Okay, so we're gonna... Oh, I think I have to do... One second, we're gonna delete this for now. Hue, saturation, okay. I think what I need to do is we're gonna get the winter package turned off. I have to do another screenshot to do the select all. So province lines we want to turn these off. I want to get I think everything. Or I'll take the bottom candle away, I guess. I don't know, we'll keep the bottom candle on. We'll turn lighting off. And then we're going to select everything. We'll try this one more time to see if this actually works. We're going to select everything. We're going to copy merged. We're going to paste. This is going to be try 3. though really it's more like try 20. And then we'll move you beneath the winter package. So now if I turn the winter package on, it will apply to all of this. Okay, fine. So now what I can do, though, is I can come in and maybe I could just take this and I could make it like more brown. We'll try doing it a couple ways. I think the first way we're going to do it is I'm going to make a layer here. And this layer we're going to fill with brown. Like a dead brown, like that. Okay, we're going to hide it. And then I'm going to come in here and we're going to just select the greens. So we're going to do select color range. And then we'll get a little fuzzy, but like I'm just going to get like that stuff. No, I need to get more. Select color range. Fuzziness. No, okay, fuck. That's not enough. So 1 second. Select color range. Oh, Jesus, that's too much. Select color range. Let's just, I guess we'll just click around till we find some good stuff. Like, I don't want too much. Okay, so let's do, or maybe, okay, what if I just do that? Okay, that selected a lot of goodies. So we're going to take this selection, we're going to come up here, we're going to make a mask. Now, this with this mask, I can move on top of the winterized thing. Potentially. Well, we replaced the browns with greens, but we might be a little out of our element here. I mean, I guess I could tone this down some. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I might have to go like harder on the... Now, does that look better or does this look better? I mean, that may look better, actually. What do y'all think? It does make things look kind of more dead. Let's see what y'all are saying. That definitely looks better to you? Okay. Yeah, things do look kind of more dead. Like they've gone to sleep at least. Okay, do we do it on bottom? I think on bottom it doesn't do much. I think you want it on top. And then I had this at 70%, but I don't know if that's... I think the whiter actually looks better there. So let's just scroll around and see how that kind of looks. You know, I feel like... Whoops. I feel like this... Like, I almost want to... me just amp this up a little bit. Okay, so let's just say this is included in the winter package for now. So if we include that, let's go ahead and turn all the things back on. Our lines, the lighting. Wait, I think that can stay off. Yeah, we don't need that. This can come off. Oh, wait, do we... Okay, so if this is winter, then... Do I like winter with lighting on? I think this might be like over darkening it. Oh, maybe that's okay. Okay, so if this is winter, then summer, winter. That actually looks, I think that does look better. So I guess what we did was we replaced the dark greens with browns. And then we replaced all the light greens and pretty much everything else with like speckled white. I think that looks better. Let's Pepsi challenge this shit. So we'll save it as 2. And if I like it, we're gonna change. We're gonna actually overwrite. I'll get rid of this. And I think we'll turn the winter package off for now. Make sure everything's back to normal. Candles are all here. And lighting package is on. Okay. Oh, there's one last thing I have to do before we call it, and that is I need to do start locations, which actually we can kind of do. So, but before we do that, let's open with Paint.net is a great little tool for doing a lot of stuff. Okay, so we have 2 winterized versions here. And I think what I want to do is zoom in on the same part. I'm a little less sure, though. I feel like that might be too much brown. Definitely not sure about that. I feel like we might have overdone it on the brown a little. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah, I think we overdid it. So maybe I come back. Oh God. What did I even do? I came back and I did brightening on this thing. This is not lossless going back and forth, but it's probably fine. Okay. Maybe I'm just not really happy with this brown color. Like, maybe we change it. Like, maybe we go, like, more umber. I think it needs to be a little more browny. Like that. Maybe like that. Let's see how that looks on other parts. I think it was just too, like, light brown. Whoops. That's actually okay. Yeah, I think that looks better. And now if we look at it with that on and off. Yeah, okay, this is not needed. We can just try changing the blend modes here too. Sometimes that'll do weird things, but sometimes you get something cool. Like darken, not bad. Though I think I like normal better than darken. Darker color. I don't think we're going to like anything better than that, so I think we just stick with normal. Okay, so anyway, I think that's it. We'll... Why is it freaking out at me? Oh, it's like I have a key held down or something. I have no idea what it's doing. Okay, anyway, let's we can save. And let's save as, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. We're going to go to my maps. And then we're going to go down here. And we're going to save this as... Well, first we're going to rename these. You're going to be 2. Well, here, let's do this in order. You're going to be 3, because I don't want to have to change the file name. So these are different versions we can come back to. And then we'll just save this as 1. Okay. And then finally, before we kind of close out this session, and there's one last thing I have to do, but we're not going to do it in here. I think I'll probably do it tomorrow. Is do the start positions. But that should be not terribly hard. So well, let's actually just here, wait, start again. Sometimes Dominion's funky about starting new games and whether you need to quit or not for how it loads up the image file. We're just going to start fresh. Give me some of that Niflheim action. Okay, let's make you a prophet, spread Dominion a little quicker. And it's summer, so we're not seeing it yet. But here it's still cold. Winter, cold has spread. I think that looks pretty cool. I mean, I don't think it's better than the default terrain by any means, but I think we did our job. Thanks for your suggestions for the replacing the wood color. I think that worked out pretty well. So there we go, boys. As if we knew what we were doing. And clearly we're just winging it. Thank y'all. See y'all later.